My boyfriend demands that my baby take only his surname because it is tradition, so I tore him down. We had a few disagreements on names, but ultimately decided on a name we both liked well enough. The surname was a sticking point. We wanted the baby to have his name alone. I offered to hyphenate BC. Logistically, it's easier for the baby to have both of our names. He went off about how it's tradition and the right thing to do, and his right as a man to have the baby have his surname. He told me I'd be emasculating him, and may as well be a single parent if I won't grant him this one little ask. My word is final, baby's having one surname. This was late in my pregnancy, and I didn't have it in to fight, so I told him that I understood what he was saying. 3 weeks ago, when the baby's birth certificate came, he blew a gasket when he saw that I'd given the baby my surname. He rehashed the conversation above, saying I agreed to give the baby his surname. I told him I understood him, which I did, but I never said I agreed with him. I told him there was no way I was doing all the work of making a baby for him to stick his name on it. When we brought up tradition, I told him it's also traditional for him to marry me before having a baby, but he was happy to ignore that. I told him it was traditional for him to be the provider, but I do that too, and I pointed out other holes in his logic. He should have known better than to expect me not to share a surname with my child. He said the baby should only have one surname. They do, so why is he mad? He went crying to his brothers and mother, all traditionalists and misogynists, and now they're all up in arms. Update. So it turns out he's got deep-seated resentment for me, lol. He resents me for earning more money than him. I am further in my career than he is, not losing my job during COVID like he did, having parents who love and support me, not being a submissive woman, not combining our finances under his control. So when I last came here, I said I'd asked him to come home and discuss our future with the baby, preferably in the presence of a neutral party. He left me on red for a few days, though I could see he was spying on us through the Ring doorbell and baby's monitor. I disconnected them both, and he finally responded. He came home, still irate. His stance still hadn't changed. He seemed to have been bolstered by the days he spent with his family. I asked him how he proposed we move forward. Then he went on a rant where the above came out. He again rejected the offer to hyphenate the baby's surname. Apparently, I'm disrespectful and insolent for refusing to do what's right and give the baby their rightful surname. I told him I won't go through the administrative nightmare of having a different surname to my child, and lots of data shows a double-barreled surname is social currency that has positive connotations. Nope, he wouldn't budge. I told him neither would I, baby. Either has both our surnames or mine alone. He asked if this was a hill I wanted this relationship to die on, if I was prepared to throw half a decade down the drain over my silly little feminism. I told him I wasn't sure there was anything left to fight for. We broke up. I called my dad, and he came to help me back up, baby. X went back to his mom's while we packed. I messaged him to suggest we still need couples counseling. We need to learn to be co-parents, and they can help us establish a healthy way of doing that. He again said no to that, so my mom wanted to take me and the baby on a baby moon holiday after this stressful period, but he would not grant permission for me to take the baby abroad. It was at that moment I wished I didn't have him on the birth certificate. It's going to be a long road ahead. I've instructed a lawyer to help us set up a formal agreement to avoid this in the future. He's not responding to correspondence from the lawyer, so that's fun. Update. He's dead. He died a week after my last update. His funeral was last month, and it's been hell. He heard from a mutual friend that I'd put an offer in on the house and came to my parents where baby and I were staying in a drunken rage. It was late, after 10, and he was causing a ruckus and disturbing the neighbors. He wouldn't leave and kept hurling nasty things at me. How I was keeping his baby from him despite him making zero effort to see them after we separated. How I robbed him of his legacy. How I couldn't wait to be rid of him, and how much he hated me. He went from begging to pleading to cursing me out and trying to kick down my parents' door to crying. We called the police. He ran away. He was trying to cross a busy road with the awareness of a drunk, angry man and got hit by a car. He died on before the ambulance arrived. I found out when his mother called screaming down the phone, crying about how I'd killed him. I know it's not my fault. His mother tried to claim his life insurance, which I paid for. She said he told her he'd change it for her to be the beneficiary. I don't know how true it is, but I refused and told her the purpose was to help set baby up for life if one or both of us met an untimely death, so that's what it will do. She's threatened to sue me, but I don't know where that will lead. I'm tired and I'm grieving and I'm being told I have no right to mourn him. We got the house, but it won't be ready until late September. His mother tried to claim a share of that too, even though her son made no contributions to it. They've made no efforts to see baby and refused to let me visit the funeral parlor with them to say goodbye to their dad. I was supposed to go back to work soon, but thankfully my employer is understanding. We've booked a trip out of the country while we wait for the house's completion.